Good morning, Class 8 and my friends and respected teachers. Today I'm going to give information and facts on Jupiter. Jupiter is the fifth planet, the biggest planet, the largest planet. But do you know that Jupiter is the oldest planet among all eight planets too? Means Jupiter was the first planet to be formed, the elder of all eight brothers. Jupiter is so big. If we take all the planets and fit it into it, they will be fit into it easily. Jupiter can fit 1,300 Earths in it easily. Jupiter has no land. It is a gas giant. And do you know there are four gas giants: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. And other all fours have land, have a hard surface, but these four gas giants don't. Jupiter has a ring also. Do you know who discovered Jupiter? Yeah, it was Mr. Galileo Galilei. He discovered Jupiter in 1610 when he saw Jupiter through his telescope first time. So we are and scientists are greedy of knowledge. So they wanted to find more on Jupiter. So one fine day, they sent a satellite on Jupiter named Galileo. Here is a picture of the satellite Galileo. Or at 18th October 1989, the Galileo passed through Earth's orbit. It was specially designed to collect information on Jupiter. Yes, what is its atmosphere, how many moons it had, and what is inside the Jupiter. Because we know the outer covering of Jupiter, but what is inside the Jupiter, they wanted to know. That time they didn't know that it has no land or hard surface on it. In 6 years, on 7 December 1995, the spacecraft reached Jupiter. Mr. Galileo made Jupiter. He was researching more on it, so came on Jupiter. It told us about its moon and atmosphere. How many moons does it have? What is having on its atmosphere? First, I will tell about its moon. Jupiter has 79 moons. And how many are officially named? Not all are officially named. Only 53 are officially named. This is the Galileo entering Jupiter's orbit. In its atmosphere, as like Earth is having 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and rest 1% other elements and gases. Like that, Jupiter is having 75% of hydrogen, means water, 24% of helium, and rest 1% contains other gases and elements. Some of the names I know. There's oxygen, methane, ethane, sodium, and etc. Do you see these lines? These are not lines. These are clouds on Jupiter. When Galileo spacecraft reached near to Jupiter's surface, it's so airy, colorful, beautiful clouds which make Jupiter more beautiful. But do you know? Don't think of riding on these clouds from plane or from this rocket, because they are as dangerous, fast, and many of the long-lasting tornadoes in this cloud. So they are as dangerous as they are beautiful. Do you know which planet has the longest airy tornadoes? Long-lasting, airy, biggest tornadoes? It's Jupiter. Why it is so? Because Jupiter has no land, no hard surface to have friction and stop the tornadoes, no rainfall, very, very hot air blowing through. So that gives rise to bigger, long-lasting tornadoes. And now, at present, the biggest tornado on Jupiter is the Big Red can see it over here. Do you know one fact about one of its moon? Europa. It has a layer of frozen water, that is ice. And scientists believe that this is the picture of Europa. But imagine the presence of water below that layer. Means there is some possibility of life on that moon. So after that there was a layer of molecular hydrogen. But after that the signal was cut from the satellite. You know why? Scientists believe that because of that high temperature on Jupiter, the connection may have been cut. You know, because it was a very old satellite. So the scientists are very greedy for knowledge. We have to send another satellite on Jupiter. Know more about Jupiter. So they have sent another satellite on Jupiter named Juno to gain more information on Jupiter. More and more and more. And do you know how many years did Juno take to reach on Jupiter? Just 5 years. Till then our one election gets complete. Our election gets start, 5 years complete, and another gets starts. In that much time Juno reached Jupiter. Very nice, very fast, quick. On 5th of July 2016, Juno entered Jupiter. Yes, Jupiter's orbit. You see these lines, these are layers of Jupiter. This has clouds, this has hydrogen, molecular hydrogen layer. Do you know why this much big molecular hydrogen layer? As we are having troposphere, stratosphere. Why this? We have a air more. And here why hydrogen's layer is there? Because it has 75% hydrogen elements. Now? And after Juno entered, he get into it. And when the layer of molecular hydrogen ends, the liquid core gets started. Means no hard core like our outer core. It is rocky, strong, and cold. But it has a liquid core. And do you know what is the temperature over here? It is 10,000 degrees Celsius. Too hot. Humans can't survive on that temperature. At this stage, hydrogen's elements. Do you know small elements H2O we are writing of water from that single H? The hydrogen's elements becomes metallic. When it becomes metal like iron, steel, but it has a different name that I don't know. It is not because of that transformation of hydrogen's element into metal. That core name is metallic hydrogen core. Because of this metallic core of Jupiter, it has layer of magnetosphere. That picture I will show you later. Now we are going to see the final stage of Jupiter, the center stage of Jupiter. Like our Earth has a core having lava in it, much more nuclear explosion, but they are not so strong to burst the Earth out. The small nuclear fissions in it, like this Jupiter is also having. It has no special name, but our scientists call it rock and ice core. Rock and ice. But there are no hard surface. Why they are calling? I don't know. They have just kept that name. I don't know. Do you know how much temperature it has? 43,000 degrees Celsius. Too hot. Not a microbe can survive in it. Well, it is, can't survive in our deserts. So how will it survive in it? Whatever. And Jupiter is very big planet. So bigger the planet, more the gravitational force, more the magnetosphere. So it has more gravitational force. And because of this gravitational force, Jupiter is saving from the outer meteorites which are hitting our solar system. So Jupiter's gravitational force takes that meteorites and adds in its belt or stick in its atmosphere. Very nice, huh? So here is the picture of magnetosphere. of this only Jupiter is saving Earth. So thank you, Jupiter. Only one stone it has not protected, and because of that, we are surviving and dinosaurs have been extinct. Meteoroid, very bad. But it's okay, Jupiter, for us to give a chance to survive. If the dinosaur had not had been extinct, we would not able to survive. So thank you, Jupiter. This was my information and facts about Jupiter. Thank you. Oh, wait. Some additional facts. Jupiter has another name, not in Hindi but in English. Jove. Jovi. I don't know what is pronunciation. Because of that,